I believe I finally found the best triple monitor setup with the best panels on the market. It's perfect for anyone who takes their laptop on the go 24/7. These both have a resolution of 2.5K with 400 nits of brightness, and the colors of these panels really do pop, with the form factor which is familiar and different at the same time, with a couple of hidden tricks. I've been testing these out for the last few months and so far it's been wonderful. Hey, welcome back. It's V. Let's get started. I was sent this triple monitor sub for review. These are my thoughts and only my thoughts. I was not paid to review this. This is the X3. It is from a company called UPERFECT. They are known for making portable monitors in about any size or form factor. This can be picked up off Amazon for about $300. Price is very competitive with other devices in the same category. If you want a single, double, or triple monitor sub, touchscreen, or OLED, they have both. I was skeptical about this at first because I've reviewed a bunch of portable setups like this, and this one is a little bit different. The panels look excellent, the colors really pop, the viewing angles are amazing. Other devices I reviewed tend to have bad viewing angles, the colors look washed out, and just overall the screens are not good to look at. The specs for this device are, it has two 14-inch 2K panels with a resolution of 2240 by 1400, QHD IPS screens, 360-degree vertical rotation and 210-degree horizontal rotation, so it can find that perfect sweet spot. The screens do have auto rotate, which does come in handy. This will work with any laptop from 13-inch up to 17 inches with an aspect ratio of 16:10, 60 Hz refresh. It has 400 nits of brightness, 100% of the sRGB color gamut. It's compatible with Windows, Macs, iPads, Chromebooks, Android, whatever you throw at it. 90% screen to body ratio, so it has very slim bezels. It has a non-glaring matte screen, so it won't have a bunch of light reflecting off it. Basically, this translates to, this has a lot going for it for content creators, graphic designers, or anyone who needs more color accurate projects. Overall, this offers the best features for any portable setup for about the same price, around $300. There is no built-in speakers, which is fine because most of them tend to be really terrible or quite garbage, so that's not really an issue with me. Inside the box, you have the triple monitor itself, the instructions, the welcome guide, the usual paper gear. There are two Type-C power bricks. Each of them are about 45 watts, one for each screen, two Type-C to Type-C cables, two Type-C to A cables, two mini HDMI to regular HDMI cables. Pretty much every type of cable needed is in the box. With my MacBook Pro, I just need the Type-C to C cables, nothing else. Some laptops might need a mixture of both cables. It really depends on the manufacturer. This device weighs around 1500 grams. It's much lighter than a lot of other devices I've used. Your typical triple monitor setups weigh about 2400 grams, which is about the same as my 16-inch MacBook Pro. The lighter the better because it causes less stress on any laptop's hinge where it will rest on it. That's one thing you have to take into consideration, is having extra weight on the hinge because it could cause it to snap. It's made from plastic, it's not premium, but it has a good feel overall. With it being lightweight, it's much lighter to travel with and toss into a bag. With it having small bezels, it's 90% screen to body ratio, but it has enough to grab each screen. On the side of each panel has two Type-C ports for video out and charging. There's also a mini HDMI port along with the menu controls. This can be easily opened up with one hand. This layout is a bit different compared to others. The screens just slide out of the frame and can be interchanged front or back. This will work with any laptop from 13 inches up to 17 inches. The backside has a kickstand, which is pretty sturdy. There's a button on the backside which will extend the kickstand out an extra 4 to 5 inches for even more reach. The kickstand is pretty durable overall. It's not the weakest, but it does have some good stopping force behind it. Each panel can slide out of the frame. Some force is required to pop out each screen, so rest assured while carrying this around, the screens will not fall out. Each screen has a small base which allows them to stand up in portrait mode. It's not the best idea, but it does work. Both can be put in landscape mode on any desk surface, but they do have to be adjusted to find that proper sweet spot. Each screen can be used in different rooms and they're not really tethered to each other. The X3 has a few different modes it can do, like tent mode or viewing mode. They are a little bit gimmicky, but like the standard laptop mode is all I'm ever going to use. I mean, they might be good for presentations or showing clients projects at the end of the table. Setting everything up with my MacBook Pro only takes about a minute. I just need the Type-C cables and that's it. Slide the frame and attach it to my laptop screen. I never knew this initially. Each screen has to to slide out slightly from the frame in order to have a nice secured fit on my laptop. Each screen will snap into place when closing them, but while hooking everything up, they do sorta just rest in the frame. If I were to move around my laptop with these attached, they could potentially fall out. They're not really being held up by anything. This feels like a disadvantage here, which could have been corrected. Each screen can rotate 360 degrees vertical and 210 degrees the other way. Overall, everything is pretty sturdy, the kickstand works, the screens are nice, and overall everything is a pretty good package. Each screen can offer pass-through charging, around 60 watts for other devices. Both screens have auto rotate, which I find kind of flaky. It does work, more so when it wants to. Not many companies really offer this feature, and it makes my life so much easier. Each screen has a basic settings on the side. You can customize the brightness, contrast, colors, and they have different color profiles. The strongest point about this device are the screens. They are almost bezel-less with tiny borders around the edges. The displays get really bright around 400 nits, which should be the gold standard for devices like this. With a resolution of 2240 by 1400 with IPS panels, it is a winner in my book. Granted, it is only 60 Hz refresh for the non-gamers out there, but 100 Hz would have been perfect. It makes the motion, the animations, the whole UI just run faster and smoother compared to the standard 60. These colors on the screen look really good. They almost pop as much as my MacBook Pro screen. These screens easily outpace other entry-level laptops displays. With a price point around $300, these are really damn good. With the main selling point being the screens, this is a very good product. The viewing angles are amazing, the colors pop, it's nice and bright. I really can't find much wrong with this device. With most devices like this, you do have the ability to do different modes. The screens can rotate and change to do different things. I do find most of these sort of gimmicky. More or less, I don't see myself ever using these different modes. There's always someone out there who will find a use for these. You can have both screens up like this. It is called 10 mode, where the screens are pointed up away from each other like a triangle. This can be used either in portrait or landscape. One or two screens can be flipped back behind the laptop for this mode. This might be good for showcasing information to a client while not sharing my main laptop screen. Both screens can be used individually or together. They can stand upright on their own in portrait mode or on a surface in landscape mode. These work really well with macOS. I've had no issues with them whatsoever. Just doing my normal testing with other systems. This works well with Windows. Testing this out with two Windows devices, one old and powerful, one newer and underpowered. They can easily handle both screens with their native resolutions. They do tend to run a bit slow at times, but that's just because of the computers, not the screens. Either way, no real issues with Windows. At my current role, I've been using this triple monitor sub for about the last month, and it has been a welcome delight. While scanning, inputting, and photographing vehicles, parts, and information, having multiple monitors makes my life easier. This trackpad is ass, so it's pretty much useless for about anything, so swiping between different windows is non-existent. This laptop is close to a decade old. It still runs like a champ. It does power the screens with some occasional hiccups, but nothing major. I've had a few people ask me about these, and it really does turn heads with the vendors. They've never really seen anything like this. I usually run 3 or 4 full-size apps at any given time, and with the X3, I just have enough real estate to cover everything. With this setup, I run USB-A to C cables, and everything works on my work laptop. While at home, I use the Type-C to C cables with my MacBook Pro. Both sets of cables will work fine. Overall, everything works good with Windows, newer ones, older ones. The kickstand holds up really well. It extends out further than most, so that alone gets a thumbs up. Overall, this is a very solid device with Windows and Mac. It makes my day job so much easier. Rest assured, dear YouTube, this will work with any iPad or any tablet that does have USB-C. My M4 13-inch offers Stage Manager, and my Mini 6 does do screen mirroring. Both work great with no issues either way. Any of those iPads will work with this over USB-C. The colors, the screens for both devices look great and run well. If anybody really wants to go crazy, this will work with any Thunderbolt device. Anyone could really have a 3 to 4 monitor setup at any given time. These can be used individually for any setup. I just have to hook them up with any C or A cables and I'm good to go. I can easily run 3 to 4 separate monitors with this Thunderbolt device. This is like 2 individual Thunderbolt devices glued together. This is the iVanke Fusion Dock Max that's going to be picked up off Amazon for under $400. I will list this down below. If you're looking for the most most powerful Thunderbolt dock, this is the one to get. You can run up to 4 separate monitors at 6K each. The review for this will be dropping soon, and it's really worth checking out. I've been doing sports photography at Jimmy John's Field in Utica, Michigan all summertime, and I tend to take about 2,000 to 3,000 photos for each game. So I need a device with multiple windows. I can go through each photo and do some light editing. I will toss a link down below for anyone who wants to follow me for that. Overall, I needed something lightweight, small, and portable with really good viewing angles and colors. This hits all the check marks for me. The setup time is under a minute. The footprint is small, and it offers enough flexibility for what I needed to do. This is one device that should be considered for any content creator on the go. Most triple monitor setups can really be hit or miss. The average price point is about $300 with so-so panels. This is about the same price point, but with QHD, IPS panels, amazing viewing angles, great colors, it's lightweight, the screens are bright, it is everything I'm looking for in a setup and more. Price point is really competitive with other devices like this. As a multimedia specialist, always on the go and needing as many screens as I can shove in my bag, this one offers everything I could ask for. The build quality is excellent and it works exactly how I need it. UPERFECT is a brand most people should really check out. They make some high quality products, this one included. So like always, it's V, stay classy.